Hello, it's me again. Welcome back. Very glad that you're here. Today, I'd like us to go and have a little adventure into TikTok world and specifically dating world. So I handpicked some videos that I didn't watch yet. I'd like to watch with you and react to the worst date experiences that TikTok users had. And as usual, the details to every creator will be hyperlinked in the description. So make sure to give those creators love. The very first creators live. Let's listen to a story.
The worst date I've ever been on was with a guy that looked really good on paper. Like, he had a good job, he knew how to dress well, he was tall, very superficial, but so was online dating. And we went to this bar that was multiple levels. We sat at the very top. He was 10 minutes late. He came in. We then spent the majority of the date, the whole of the date, for an hour and a half. He was talking about how he owned an apartment with his ex and he was trying to sell it.
Okay, this is the first thing already. I really don't like when people are late, especially when it's your first date. I must admit, I got worse when it comes to my timekeeping, and I tend to get late more often than I would wish to. But I always let people know that I'm going to be late.
And he showed me pictures of the apartment, he showed me where the apartment was, and then he continued to trash talk his ex the whole time. And that was I was like, what the hell's going on here? Then at an hour and a half, he goes, oh, hey, it was also a weekday, so I feel like an hour and a half would have been a good time to just call it.
Oh, okay. More red flags that would completely deter me from the guy like this. First of all, talking about himself all the way. And not only that, going into his personal drama he's going through right now about the apartment he's got with his ex, and then he's trying to sell. And I think it's very telling when somebody is trashing their exes. Obviously, there will be specific exceptions to the rule, especially if you're coming from an abusive relationship. But it's a general rule that is already a bad sign to me, because what if I got on with this guy and he would trash talk me like this if something wasn't going to pan out between us?
I mean, I was 24, so I was my brain was still mushy, it's kind of I could imagine it was just a bit, undercooked, my brain, and I wasn't going to be the one to do it. I was just, I probably could have had it in me, but during that time I just, I didn't want to upset anyone. And
I think it's a common problem, how to gently let somebody off and not prolong the date that you're not feeling. I think many of us have been in this situation. I for sure been in a situation like this. I didn't know how to cut it short because we were vibing completely and I was just trying to be too nice. And I know I was probably just giving false signals to the guy, so sorry to the guy.
Basically, he goes, hey, do you know where the bathroom is? And I was like, yeah, it's on the bottom floor. So he goes to the bottom floor. The bartender actually comes up during that time and goes, do you want another round? And I just say, yep, want another round with this guy that I actually hate. I hate him, but I'll have another round. Let's go. And so I order another round. The other round comes up and I'm like, it's been 5 minutes. 5 minutes is fine, right? Then it's 10 minutes. Then it's 15. And then it's 20.
Oh no, he stood her up. He just left. No. It's an option. It's a way of going about it. Just to leave the place.
And at 10, I was messaging my best friends being like, what the fuck is going on? And then because my brain was undercooked at this time, I go and check, one of my friends goes, hey, check the app. because I never got his actual number. I just matched with him on the app and was like, yeah, that'll do. Rookie mistake number 1, and he had unmatched me. So, also, we had not paid the bill.
Oh my god. Well, at least he made that decision for you. You weren't like very happy with how the date was going. But I think it is a really shitty move that he just left you with the bill and blocked you and left it at that. A bit cowardly. But at least you've got your answer, girl. You don't have to worry how to let the guy off yourself later.
Because it was like, you know, it was on a tab. So I go down, $100 bill. But the bartender watched it all happen. The bartender goes, did he just leave you here? And I was like, yeah, and we're on a first date. And he goes, don't worry about a bill. Don't worry about the bill, and here's a shot. That was beautiful.
Oh, how lovely of the bartender that he let you off the tap. I wonder how they fixed the books after, in terms of the tap. Maybe they knew the guy, because obviously had some opinion about him, and made him pay his tab next time he showed up in the place. So, at least that. But sorry to hear, Liv. At the end of the day, he made it much easier for you. Good luck with your dating life. Okay, so we've got another TikToker called Sid. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And she's talking about her most embarrassing date, and the title is I Still Can't Believe I Did This. So let's see what happened to Sid.
This is probably the most embarrassing thing I've done on a date. Okay, let me set the scene real quick, because this was spring last year and I live in Spain, but I'm not from Spain, and I feel like that's a very important detail here. So this guy asks me out and we go rock climbing together, and it was a nice date, and we walk there and we decide to walk back, but it was late at this point. It was after dark. It was like 11. It had been raining all day in Spain. If you live in Spain, you know it's very rainy here. Now, what I also know about Spain is that there's a bunch of chestnut trees, okay? Again, super important detail to the story. So we're walking along the sidewalk. Remember, super dark. All I see is these little balls all across the sidewalk, and I'm thinking, oh, chestnuts, right? Because what else would it be? Now, I wasn't wearing my glasses.
At first I would think it's like, oh, that's a bit late time to go on a date and a walk with a guy you probably never met before. But that, again, is Spain. From what I heard from my friends who had houses in Spain or visited often, obviously at night it's much cooler in Spain, so they're a little bit more nocturnal back there than it would be maybe in UK. So maybe it's just like a normal thing to do at this time of the day or night.
Again, another very important detail here. So this guy and I are walking on the sidewalk, and we're just talking, having a good time. Like, the date itself wasn't bad or anything. But all of a sudden I accidentally step on one of these, what I assume are chestnuts, right? It had the most satisfying crunch under my shoe. So I go, oh my gosh, that was so satisfying, right? What do? I step on another one. Okay? The look this man gives me. He looks at me like I'm clinically insane.
Oh my god, what is it? I don't know, what is she stamping on? Are there slugs? You know, with the shells? Because that's what kind of slugs we get in Poland. Is it what she was stamping on?
He goes, you little psycho. Okay. He was probably so uncomfortable. I look at him so confused. I'm so confused at this point. I look down, I look at him, I look back down. Now I'm crouching. Because again, I wasn't wearing my glasses. I'm crouching and my jaw drops to the ground. Literally. Covering the sidewalk are hundreds, if not thousands, of snails. It was a snail.
I was right. Oh god. Yeah, I always was trying to avoid them and not to stomp on them. We did get pavements covered with them, but not in this excessive amount. When I was a kid, I would try to grab them by the little shell and move them into the grass if I could. And whenever I heard the crunch under my foot, I was like, oh no, I just smashed one of them, I'm so sorry.
It was snails. I just murdered Snails, looked him dead in the eye, and was like, that was so satisfying. Stop. I go out into the road, which is empty, and just stare at all the snails, and I'm just covering my mouth, like, in awe of what I just did. I wanted to burst out in tears. Like, I'm someone who won't even kill a fly if it's in my apartment. I'll let it out the window, right? And this guy is laughing hysterically. He's laughing his ass off. He's like, there's no way.
At least he knows now you didn't mean it, that you thought it was something else, and then he's laughing with you. Well, laughing when you are being horrified by your actions.
There's no way you didn't know. And I'm like literally trying to hold in sobs. Like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. He's not paying attention to what he's doing. He's like bending over laughing, and all of a sudden I hear crunch. The way I broke. Oh my gosh. I was like, watch where you're going. Oh my gosh. Finally we get back to my place because it was only like a 3-minute walk, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go like cry. Please don't think I'm a terrible person. I walk up to my apartment.
Oh, bless your heart, Sid. I'm really feeling you. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Sorry, I'm laughing because, in a sense, it is funny, but it's not. It's terrible. I feel terrible for laughing, but I would like to give you a hug. Oh, how embarrassing that must have been.
The first thing I do is throw my shoes in the wash because I had snail guts in the little crevices of my shoe. I felt so bad. I literally couldn't talk about this for weeks without wanting to like literally hurl. Anyway, it's safe to say I didn't see him after that because I was too embarrassed. So.
Bless your heart. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sid. Good job you can actually, now look back at this date and laugh a little bit, although it's still cringy. But I'm sure there's loads of dates ahead of you. Good luck. The next story is from Ash, and the title of it is Dating in Denver, Horror Story.
Alright, I'm back with another story about my awful dating life, and this one, like, I literally can't make up. This just happened to me like 30 minutes ago. Hands down, worst hinge date of my life. So, to start it out, I definitely had some user error. I had some poor judgment calls, so don't judge me too much before I get into it. But anyways, so I meet this guy off Hinge. We meet at a brewery. First thing, he's like there before me. He already has a drink. I walk in. I expect him to like buy me a drink. I feel like that's just like the gentlemanly thing to do. He's like, oh, you
I'm sorry, but is it me, or do you find this music very distracting?
could go get a drink. So I go get and pay for my own drink. First thing kind of gave me the ick a little bit, not loving it. So we get to talking, like conversation goes well. We had talked about how I moved into a new apartment recently and I've been needing someone to mount my TV. So flash forward, like the conversation's not completely awful. And I'm like, the least I could get out of this is some manual labor, like get my TV mounted. So he offers, he's like bragging about how handy he is, like the whole date, and like how he's like really good with construction, built his parents' house, like whatever. So cool. This is where I probably should not have let this man come over. So flash forward, he comes over to my apartment, he follows.
Oh God. Was he just trying to get into your apartment and pretending that he's such a handyman? I don't know if I would invite somebody to my place I never met before so easily. Although, again, hypocritical of me, I did do that, actually. But circumstances were a little bit different.
And he follows me after the date. He comes in, I get out all my tools to mount said TV. He's like looking at the TV, investigating it, like acting like he's gonna mount the TV. I can't even make this up. And then right after that, he says, word for word, he goes, "Let me feel your titties and I'll mount the TV." No words. Like the audacity is just insane. I say no, and he goes, "All right then," and just walks out the door. Like, thank God, like get out. But like, I can't even.
Oh my God. Where are you getting people from like this? What? I would just so punch him in his face so hard. Oh my God.
I can't even make that up. Where are the morals? Who raised these men? Lots of words. I blocked him on everything. So like audios, but I just thought I'd share that story time. It really can't get much worse than that.
I'm so sorry, Ash. This is horrendous. What's wrong with you people? Oh God. To the next one. So this one is 2-part from Jessica. Oh gosh. Looks like it's some Slovakian Slovakian name, maybe? Sorry for butchering it. Jessica Alihodzic.
Okay, so this is a story time. I saw Jen Hamilton repost a video of a girl who was talking about her worst first date. So I want to tell you about my worst first, actually it was the worst second date. Okay, so I matched with this guy on FB Dating, and our first date, he wanted to meet at a thrift store. So on my way to this thrift store to meet this guy, he messages me and says, "Oh shit, it's closed. So we're going to go to this thrift store instead." I was already annoyed because who takes someone on a first date to a fucking thrift store?
Honestly, for me, one of the best dates to go to. I love thrifting. We call them here charity shops.
Get there. This guy is at least, I would say, 70 pounds heavier than his pictures on the dating site. So I was like, well, no big deal. Okay, whatever. Like, he was nice. Like, he was decently handsome, but still 70 pounds heavier than your pictures is crazy. So after we go shopping at this thrift store, it was the day before New Year's Eve.
So I personally don't have a problem with his weight. What I have a problem with is that is low-key catfishing, because he didn't really disclose how he looks like now. And looks do matter, let's face it. Let's not lie to each other that looks don't matter. It's part of what we find in people attractive.
So he was going to this thrift store to get his friends that were having a party a present. And like, I helped him pick out the present. And then we went out to dinner. And it was fun. Like, we had a good time. And so when we left, he was like, "So what are you doing for New Year's Eve? Do you want to come with me to my friend's party?" And I was like, "Sure, let's go." And so like at the end of our date, he kissed me. And it was okay. Like, I wasn't super into it. Like, I was just going with the flow. So I left. I went home, and he texted me, and he said, "Okay, so our New Year's Eve party is 80s country themed. So find an outfit to wear." Literally the day before this party.
Oh, that sounds fun, the theme party. But yeah, day notice is a little bit short. But then again, if you really try, you can find something maybe. But I get you. One day is not long enough.
So fast forward to the next day, I go shopping. I get like this cowboy hat. I had a cute outfit because y'all know like 80s country is kind of like my vibe anyway. So I was feeling cute and I left and met him. So I drove to his house to meet his, this is insane. He had two big Dobermans, and he told me that one of them had like the equivalent of doggy Down syndrome. Okay, cool. I like dogs. No big deal.
Oh, bless the doggy. Poor fella. Wow.
So he had this whole thing where he like introduced me to his dogs like they were his kids, which, like I said, I get. Like, I'm a dog person, so no big deal. But it was kind of weird. So when I got there, he was drinking bourbon, so we started drinking bourbon.
Yeah, I treat my cat like my son. So, yeah, I probably am weird too.
He then tells me, like, let's get an Uber to my friend's party. So we got an Uber, and I was already feeling kind of tipsy. We get to the party, and I walk in the door, and I'm immediately handed like a double shot of vodka. And I was like, I don't think I can drink this. Like, this is not, I'm already drinking bourbon. Like, I don't think this is a good idea. He had already told me that, like, hey, I'm gonna have fun tonight. I might be doing rugs that you probably don't want to do. So I was already thrown off and like really weirded out by that, because I was like, why wouldn't you tell me this before I showed up?
What's that? I never heard that term before. What, getting very wasted? Super drunk? Or some illegal stuff? Sorry, I'm so uneducated.
Anyway, we are karaokeing. Like, the vibes were off, because there were like other women at this party and they were like already looking at me. They didn't know me. They were looking at me like I was crazy, like not jealous, but like these are not women or people that I even knew. So I was like, okay, whatever.
I don't know about that. Obviously I wasn't there in the party, so I don't know why somebody would give you evil looks, but maybe you were just interpreting it like that. They're just trying to, get to know you, observing you, seeing how, what person you are, if you're good for their friend, could be anything really.
So by this point, I'm handed another drink. I have no idea what's in it. I think it's rum. I was like, this is bad. Like, I'm on my third different type of alcohol, whatever. So I go in the bathroom and I was texting friends on TikTok and my kids, because they were wishing me Happy New Year's. He started banging on the door and he was like, why are you talking to yourself? And I was like, I'm using talk to text. I'm literally texting my friends. I'm not talking to myself. So he's like, get out of the bathroom, come in here. And so like we go on this like porch and he's like, are you ready to go? Because like, I'm ready to go. And I was like, it's not even midnight. We don't have to leave. Like, he was so excited to be here and like hang out with these weird people.
Such a weird, controlling behaviour. And then again, who doesn't know that you can just record the messages as well? But then again, it's a New Year's party, everybody's drunk.
Like, he was so excited to be here and like hang out with these weird people. And I was like, okay. So he's like, let's get an Uber and just go back to my house. And I was like, well, okay, like, I don't want to be blamed for like, for this when we get back to your house and you're mad about it. He was like, no, it's fine.
Blame for what? For the fact that they left earlier?
So we go back to his house. He starts acting like I'm his girlfriend and like we are going to be like spending the night together. So I immediately started freaking out and I was like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, this is our second date. Like, this is not happening. He gets really upset and he's like, I can't believe that I left my friend's party to come home. And this is just not cool. I can't believe you did this to me.
Okay, now I get you. What you meant by saying I don't want to be blamed for it. Yeah, it's up to you if you want to do anything with that guy. You only went to 2 dates. I don't know why some men are so quick to assume things. Only because you're being invited to somebody's house, it doesn't mean anything has to go down. So, consent, guys, always. And no expectations. Just treat your women with respect, please.
Meanwhile, I have an entire video on my phone, like a 6-minute video, where I accidentally recorded, and he was like saying it was fine. And like something in me knew that this guy was gonna like switch up and be like, this was not fine. Like, we can't do this. Like, and he was going to blame me for like missing the ball drop. Go to part 2. My terrible date. So we're at his house and I was like, listen, like, I'm just going to go to bed because like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not leaving because I've had like 4 different kinds of alcohol. I'm not driving on New Year's Eve all the way back to my house, which was like 30 minutes away. So he's like, that's fine. You can have the bedroom and I'll just sleep out here. So I go in his bedroom. I'm sitting on the bed and I am texting my kids because it's like midnight, and I am going through my phone and like voice texting friends who have been like texting me and saying Happy New Year's. Okay, so this man, he is literally like 6'4", 300 pounds, comes in his bedroom and he's like, listen, you gotta go. I'm gonna call the cops if you don't leave. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Oh my god, that's a completely different level of hurt ego of the guy. Because I struggle to imagine that he thinks that she's gonna do something to him when he's asleep. And what a horrible thing to do. It's New Year's Eve. She's a woman who you're throwing out of the door. It's going to be probably so difficult to find any lift home, any taxi, because it's New Year's Eve. Who does that and throws out people on the street? Ugh. Don't like you, man.
Excuse me, what? You're gonna do what to me on New Year's Eve? Like, because I'm not feeling you? Because you're fucking weird? Like, you invited me to this party and acted so fucking weird and so rude about me voice texting my friends. Like, what? So I was like, fuck this. I called an Uber immediately. This African guy comes to pick me up in an Uber. I get in the car. I'm crying. I'm like, this is crazy. At this point, I was super intoxicated and I was like, can you just take me home? And the guy was like, yes, this is not like, he knew. He was like, this does not feel safe. And I was like, you're absolutely right. This doesn't feel safe. I'm not spending the night here. Drive. Get me the fuck out of here. So meanwhile, this guy, his name was Blake, and he's like 38. Like I said, no kids, 6'4", 300 pounds, insane. Like, just this, he just feels so dangerous at this point. And I'm like, I'm pretty...
Well, I wouldn't have an issue with the fact that maybe he's, quite big of a guy and then doesn't have kids. It doesn't mean anything. I don't have kids. I'm 38. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with me and I've got my priorities wrong, but that's aside of it. Obviously, she comes from the place where she saw his behavior, how weird he was, and that additional sort of giving everything else to the picture makes that situation dangerous to her and is being a red flag, one big red flag, or individual red flags that stack up to that one big one, that not only his behavior but lots of his background and his current life situation may give you a picture who you're dealing with.
Good about sensing things like this. And I was like, I just need to go home. I need to not be here. I will leave my car here. I will figure it out tomorrow. I am not staying here with this guy and his weird dogs, and he's just not acting right. Like,
please leave dogs out of this. Yeah, they're not, to blame for anything. Bless them.
Right. Like, he was just acting incredibly insane. And I think he had maybe done some substances that I wasn't aware of, that I did not partake in. And I was like, this is not cool. And so the whole way home, he's texting me. He's like, you are a weird bitch. This is fucking weird. Like, how dare you, like, ruin my New Year's? And I'm like,
oh my God, what a childish man. I'm so sorry, Jessica, you had to go through this. Yeah, it seems like you were quite right about him. Who does that? First of all, that was your own decision. You wanted to invite Jessica to your home. You shouldn't have any expectations from her on that account. It's on you. What a childish behaviour. Take responsibility for your own actions and feelings. Other people are not to blame. Sad.
I'm like, you invited me to this weird fucking party. I shouldn't have gone. Like, I should not have gone. But, like, he really was nice on our first date, and things just fucking spiraled. So I end up going home, and the African guy, the entire way home, he was like, Jessica, please never talk to this guy again. Never talk to this guy. He was like, you have kids. you cannot put yourself in situations like this. And I was like, who are you telling? Like,
Oh, what a sweet guy. It's funny. You often hear that your hairdressers, taxi drivers oftentimes are your therapist. They don't get paid enough for their jobs. Bless the guy. Good on him.
this is weird. And it was giving like, I don't know, like it was just really felt like a setup. Like it really did. And it just felt so dangerous. And I was so proud of myself for coming home. So the next day I wake up and he was like, I'm just not going to hold it against you that you ruined my New Year's. And I was like, I ruined your New Year's? I'm like, I have an entire video filmed on my phone where you were the one that were like, we need to leave this party. They're acting weird. They're snobby. So he made it seem like it was me that wanted to leave and had weird vibes, but it was really him.
Oh, God, even that. Grow up, man.
Him. And I'm like, you brought me to this place. Like, what are we doing here? And so I finally got so pissed that I was like, you know what? You catfished me. You lied in your pictures. You literally posted pictures of yourself 80 pounds lighter. It didn't even look like you when I showed up to the date. I was just trying to be nice, like, and not make you feel bad about your weight, or it was so fucking weird. So anyway, so the next day he comes and picks me up. He was like, I don't want you to have to pay for an Uber to come out here and get your car from my house. So he came to my apartment to pick me up. And so the entire way back to his house, we did not speak. Like, I was looking forward and I was like looking at him out of the corner of my eye. He's driving and just staring at me the entire time.
Ugh, what creepy behaviour. You should have just taken that Uber back to him and not let him to drive you to your car. Honestly, enough is enough. Ugh, what a weird guy.
And he's like, you're not even going to say sorry for ruining my entire night? And I'm like, bro, you brought me back to your house, figured out you were not going to get any, and then got mad and said you were going to call the cops on me because I wouldn't sleep with you. He threatened to call the police on me because I didn't want to sleep with him.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's what it boils down to. Men. These type of men. We don't claim you. No. You are just completely different species. You don't even belong to us, to humanity in general. Get a grip or go back to your planet. Sorry. Yeah, we don't want you. That's not the men I believe in that still exist in this world.
This has never happened to me in my life. So I was like, how'd that work out for you? How did that work out for you? I dare you to call the cops. Call them on me, please. What are you going to tell them? So anyway, so I go to my house, get my stuff out of his house. The second my car was backed out of the driveway, I blocked him. I blocked him on all my socials where he was following me. I blocked him on TikTok. I blocked him on Instagram. I blocked his phone number. Done. You are done. You have no access to me ever again. And then a couple of days later, I see him posted in the Are We Dating the Same Guy Louisville Facebook group. And someone was like, this guy seems a little weird. What's going on? I was like, yeah, I got a story about that. Anyway, that's my horror story of dating. First, second date, done. I'm done. I'm done with it. It's so bad. It's so bad out here in the streets.
Honestly, if I had to enter the dating life now, thank God I've got my partner, I would just stay single. This is terrifying. Oh, right. Guys, let us know what you think about this new video format. How do you like it? And if you enjoy it, Please like, subscribe, leave the comment, share your horror stories. Maybe one day I share one of my horror stories. Do I even have any? Probably do. Okay, bye.